Yeah, taking a look at the Saturday Punch today, front page of Saturday Punch, we have federal government outgoing governors in last-minute 3.7 trillion naira contract bazaar and appointment spree. Multi-million naira contract awarded by federal government between March 20th and May 14th. Incoming administration to face cash crunch, serious challenges. That's coming from the CSOs.
President, wife, son spent over 250 days abroad for treatment. Tinubu
family need not to go abroad again for health care. That's coming from Aisha Buhari.
On the next, we have graduate job seekers battle age limit turn Okada riders.
I will soon be appreciated for saving Labour Party. That's coming from the factional chairman of the party, Lamidi Apapa.
Despite opposing Tinubu's election, I will pray for him as president, coming from Bode Church.
We enjoyed live education in Sudan before the war returnees.
Let's move on to the next newspaper front page, Saturday Sports Extra.
Saturday Sport Extra, you know, this weekend is a beautiful week for everyone. So we're taking a look at Forest versus Arsenal. Awoni target historic record. If Arsenal loses today, that is, you know, mathematically, it's impossible for them to actually, you know, win the Premier League.
I am scared of watching Chelsea games. Chai.
Chelsea, see anything I don't care.
Narrow.
But it used to be Arsenal that give people hypertension. Well, but I think Chelsea fans are actually not, you know, they are not so shameful like that. I'm not saying they are shameless, no. But they are not so shameful like that. And also Bournemouth versus Manchester United. Cherries eye doubles over Red Devils, and the Reds gone for 8 straight win.
Spurs wants Mendy to replace Lloris.
And Arsenal face fight for William Saliba. William Saliba is actually having a lot of offers from clubs such as PSG and also other heavyweight as well. So Arsenal will be facing a big fight in order to keep Saliba for the next few seasons in Emirates Stadium.
Okay, Seamen back City for treble.
Well, I'm actually backing City for treble as well, but if they can get it, they should. It's left to them.
On the next, we have Urban hopes to shatter Simon's goals record.
All right, that's all we have for you on the newspaper front pages. And the top story is Buhari outgoing governors in last-minute 3.7 trillion contract, bazaar and appointment spree. Now the incoming administrations of, you know, the president and also the governors that will be coming in would be facing cash crunch. Why should the incumbent government be taking steps that would actually, you know, frustrate the incoming one? Why? You know, they should be giving them a soft landing. They should be preparing them to actually, get to enter this government, enter the new dispensation with things in place for them by their predecessor and not the other way around. Because now from March till May, in just 2 months, they've spent trillions of naira on, you know, some project that can never even be completed in that space. How can they say, okay, there's a particular road in Shagamu, a part of Ogun State, though, you know, being awarded, the contract was being awarded by the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. And this contract actually took millions of naira. The road has not been completed since for many months now. So how on earth can they complete that road in just a month? I'm not even sure there's anything being done on that road now. So I think they should be giving their incoming governors a soft landing and not preparing them, you know, letting them going through cash crunch or something, or some economic woes. I think it's just, you know, as I would always say, misplaced priority.
You know, before now we saw this report that the new president of Nigeria is going to inherit a lot of debt.
Exactly.
And obviously, looking at the whole thing and how it's going, it is evident to say that indeed whoever that becomes the next president of Nigeria is inheriting a huge debt. You know, looking at this 3.7 trillion naira, we're not talking about millions here.
Trillion
naira. You can imagine. So why is the federal government awarding contracts that is up to this the outgoing governors in last minute 3.7 trillion naira contract bazaar appointment at this
why?
time?
Is it of any need?
I actually feel that this is when they are supposed to put themselves together, put the house together, and start making plans to hand over, and now to start briefing the next government on the things they've done and the things that they are going to leave behind and all that. So why this? I actually feel that they are going to put the next government in on a very hot seat, and before they will recover. So that's why I told someone once that we are not going to really expect too much from the next government immediately, because it takes them a while to actually settle some things, even though it will be very difficult to settle all, but at least it will take them a while before they will balance up because of the kind of debts we're already seeing.
Yeah, if you're watching us this morning, you can click on the like button. You can also subscribe if you have not done that. You're watching Lagos This Morning, your favorite morning show. We were looking at Buhari and outgoing governors, taking last-minute spendings up to 3.7 trillion naira. We have other important and interesting headlines for you this morning, but we'll be going on a short break now. By the time we come back, you would be opening, would actually make open our phone line, so you'll be able to call in to make your opinions and contributions known.
So don't go away, we'll be right back. Keep watching Lagos This Morning.
100 naira, that's
All right, guys, welcome back to the program Lagos This Morning. Let's moving on. We have Stop Keeping Seun Kuti's case file. Lawyers tell police. We are having, we're actually getting reports of some kind of, drama and controversy, and even, Seun Kuti has actually been, would I say, appointed or awarded.
He was crowned.
He was crowned. He has been crowned as
General Overseer, as he leads prayer sessions.
Yeah. Can we see the report?
Okay, let me read it through. Singer Seun Kuti, who is currently in detention for allegedly assaulting a police officer, has reportedly been crowned the general overseer of his cell by the inmate, and a copy of the Holy Bible given to him as an instrument of his office. According to reports, his appointment as the GO was, however, not without some drama after the inmate initially rejected him. Recall that Seun Kuti was arrested on Monday, May 15, for allegedly slapping a police officer on the 3rd Mainland Bridge in Lagos State. It was gathered that after preliminary interrogations were concluded, Seun was then taken to the cell to join other suspected criminals. It was learned that his first shocker was the hoarse, deep baritone voice of the leader of the inmate, who directed him to keep standing. A few minutes later, a crisis erupted inside the cell as the inmates were said to have rejected him. The inmates were banging on their metal protective door, asking that Seun should be taken out of the cell.
I think later on he actually tried to negotiate with them, and they asked him to pay 25,000 naira. He had to call his wife, who brought the cash to them. That was when they now actually felt cool with him, and they now crowned him.
The general overseer.
General overseer of his cell.
This is actually very funny. Okay, let me continue reading what I have here. Sources said as the uproar by the inmate escalated, Seun started negotiating for peace to reign. That was when he noticed that the commotion his presence caused and his rejection by the inmate attracted little or no attention from the police guards. At that stage, he reportedly promised to give them 25,000 naira, and he was directed to produce it without delay. He had to beg for the phone to call his wife, who quickly brought the money, which was handed over to their leader. The inmate subsequently accepted him and provided a space for him to sit down. Just imagine what he's going through, all because of Sunday, the issue that happened on Sunday.
Well, what he did, totally unacceptable. But I think right now it is going beyond what he actually bargained for. It is going beyond just police assault. Now it is going into drug cases. It is escalating.
We saw the picture yesterday where the police came to search his house and all.
I think it's now looking like a malice between Seun Kuti and the police and some men in the police force. Because I wouldn't want to say all men. some particular people in the police force, I think
You
they're
know,
having the personal issue with him.
even if they don't have, like, after the video where there was a video that resurfaced online where he said, you know how many police officers I don't slap.
Yeah.
You know, after that video resurfaced online, you know, a lot of people now like, oh, this is not even something that happened today. It's been there. So you've been slapping police officers before now, okay? And I believe that maybe, you know, that could be one of the reasons why the police officers are like, okay, I think we need to deal with this guy now. And then they are coming up with the drug cases. You asked a question yesterday during the web watch. You know, why would the police be investigating him on drug? Is that their job? It's not supposed to be the job of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, but then the police are doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, asked that question, and also on the case, like I'm just wondering. Now they're saying that he slapped the police officer, which is very wrong. Now maybe he was under the influence of some kind of stuffs, probably drug and stuffs. But the Adamawa Resident Electoral Commissioner, who actually, you know, declared someone a winner while the process was still ongoing, is that one? Can't they, you know, assume that he was under some influence before he made that kind of statement, and, you know, try to check him? And now he's free, he's out. Even that kind of case can actually throw the entire state in anarchy. You know, it's a very bad case. And even the man came out to say, okay, he did something similar to the INEC chairman as well.
Like I said before,
but this one now is as if it's looking as if there is
Nigeria
a kind of
is full
rift.
of drama. Okay, now the Resident Electoral Commission of Adamawa State played his own part, and now what about the judge that nullified,
who has been suspended before for 5 years?
You know, and now came back again to nullify the victory of the Abia State governor-elect Alex Otti.
Governor of Abia State from Kano State.
From Kano State, he's in Kano, and then even though, like, just like Christian said yesterday, you know, you have 14 days after the primaries to come up with any case if there is any to file a petition, and then you waited. The primary election was conducted. 14 days passed. The governorship election was concluded, and then you coming now after how many months? You now file a petition that the election or the candidature of Alex Otti has now been nullified. But even though we've seen a report that he denied nullifying the election and all. You know, like I said before, Nigeria is a very funny country. A lot of dramatic things happen.
Would I say funny, or let me say interesting? Per se.
It's funny, interesting, it's hilarious.
It's interestingly funny.
Interestingly funny and hilarious. Okay, if you're watching Lagos this morning, this beautiful morning, this rainy, beautiful morning, you know, in Lagos State on Flip TV, please do what to hit on the like button.
You can also drop your comment. There's a phone number in the comment section that you can actually use to call in. Olori Collins said is fake news. Okay, which one is actually fake news?
Yeah, the Alex Otti. Of course, Labour Party reacted.
Yes, they came out to
they reacted to it. Thing. Yeah, the chairman of the Labour Party in Abia State, his name is CK Igara. He said the nullification of Alex Otti candidature or win is laughable. We saw that report yesterday. He said it's laughable, and of course, looking at it, it actually appeared to be laughable, because I don't know how you are sitting in Kano State and then you're nullifying an election that was conducted in Abia State.
It's not within your jurisdiction to do
at
that.
all.
And also why INEC cannot defend Tinubu's qualification. Atiku is accusing the INEC of, you know, fighting a proxy war for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president-elect. Now, I think in court yesterday, INEC tried to speak on behalf of the president-elect, which is not within their jurisdiction to do that. I think there should be a lawyer, a defense counsel really doing that, and not the INEC just trying either directly or indirectly to stand in that particular position. And also, you know, there are so many cases from the PDP against, so many petitions being filed even from the PDP against the INEC. And now the INEC is not really, you know, making things easy for both the Labour Party, the PDP, and all other aggrieved parties who are filing petitions against them. They are not giving them the needed document.
That was why it was easy for them to tell them to go to court, because they know that they will have an upper hand. should any of these candidates or any of this political party go to court, INEC knew that they would definitely have the upper hand. Because why? Most of the people that they are working for, they are from this other political party. Yeah. And then they have to protect themselves and protect their interests.
And they have been appointed by these people that you want them to
fight
by
the present administration.
By the present administration, which is also in the same party with the incoming administration. That some aggrieved parties want to actually face and defeat.
And if you do anything stupid, just remember that you're going to be... you face it, when the new administration comes on board. Yeah, you can drop your comment. Let's have your comment. You can keep smashing the like button as well. No cause for alarm. My inauguration is ongoing as planned, Alex Oti. Just like our viewer said, that is fake news. I think it's just all about, it was just controversial that yesterday, and the guy actually came out, the judge came out to say there was nothing like that. So was he under the influence of anything when he did that?
I think those are the kind of people that needs to be checked by the NDLEA.
They need to undergo drug tests.
Drug tests.
Because I don't know if they are normal. You just wake up, you just make how do I put it? Is that a statement or just a pronouncement?
Pronouncement.
And expect Nigerians to sit back and relax and accept the whole thing. Like when I saw that report, I was like, wow. So someone, a judge in Kano State can actually nullify an election conducted in another state.
See, I was actually confused. Like, make this thing make sense. Is it because I'm not really into the legal profession, or I need to speak with a legal practitioner to explain to me how can a court in Kano nullify an election in Abia State? How
and
is
then
it possible?
Why now? When the court had all the time after the primaries, they had 14 days to file a petition if they find anything, like if the candidates presented for the primaries if they have any how will I put it now?
If they have any issue
against them, or if there's any issue in their qualification and all that, you have 14 days to file a petition against them. And now the 14 days after the primaries, you didn't file any petition, and now the a governorship election came and gone. You didn't file a petition. After about 3 months, you now file a petition.
3 months since last year.
It's actually very funny. Like 6 months, you now came up with the candidature. The election is nullified. Interesting ones.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, there's this beautiful and interesting headline that I would want us to delve into, look into this. Morning is very, very important, very crucial in our environment nowadays. There has been issues surrounding it. Tackling behavioral consequences of banning corporal punishment in schools. I don't want to zone it down to only Lagos. In schools entirely. Right now, even in public schools now, there's this law, especially in Lagos, say that no teacher should be seen with cane at all, not to talk of flogging. When I actually saw the report, I read the full report, and the teacher was actually giving an account. So this student actually, they're actually, acting uncontrollable now. And the teacher has no right to flog them at all. Not to even hold the cane in the presence of the student. I think this thing would actually embolden the student, because they're talking about maybe right of the student and stuff, some United Nations laws, and this is Africa, this is Nigeria, this is where we discipline
this
children.
Is actually, you see this topic, but it is laughable. Honestly speaking, how can you, even in the Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child. Imagine that you, who is bringing up this, you were not disciplined as a child growing up. Would you have become as responsible as you are?
As you are, exactly.
In this present time, Nigeria, or do I say Africa, we are copying a lot of things from the Western world.
Wrong things.
They think that we are supposed to copy. We are not copying them. In the Western world, they will tell you that a queen does not dress half naked. How come we are not copying that one? We are copying this one. You don't have to, how a teacher is like a second parent to a child.
It should be a second parent.
It's not should be, is. Because for you to carry your child, to enroll your child in a school, that means you are invariably trusting your child to that teacher
or to the school.
Or to the school. Let's say the class teacher now. You are trusting your child to that class teacher. And when you're trusting, that means what the teacher will do, what you can't do when your child is not with you, that's what the teacher is doing with your child. Yeah. So if the child misbehaves, the teacher is supposed to discipline your child. So whereby the child is misbehaving and there is no discipline, or there is no disciplinary action that is being taken, how do you think the child will grow up? Well, they will grow up thinking that they are apes.
Exactly.
They'll end up they'll grow up
without
thinking
control.
thinking that okay, yeah, I am, even though I am a guy, you know, I have this girl thing inside of me, you know, something like that.
Although some teachers out there actually overdo the punishment or stuff, but I think it is not. There is no. It is not as. There's no really strong evidence to say it should be totally banned. Like they shouldn't discipline students anymore. You should just be talking to them. Okay, these children now, probably, you know, 11, 12, 13. They can be intelligent, fine, but they have little wisdom and understanding. They understand nothing. They know nothing, because you actually, you know, you can gain intelligence from actually, you know, reading books, having a sharp memory. But when it comes to wisdom, it comes through experience, and it comes through sitting with other people, learning from their past mistakes and stuff. You know, having a chat with people. How many of these children even know what they have by themselves? So they don't have any experience. They have to think for them. Majority of them, their parents, their teachers. Now, while we were in primary school, secondary school, our teachers were like disciplinarians. They teach you morals as well, not only teaching you, you know, writing stuff on the board, teaching you science, you know, art and mathematics and English. They have to teach you morals too. But I think right now, I think that's why we're actually having, you know, a lot of would I say uncontrollable youth now,
you know,
young
there's
guys out there.
What most teachers or most parents are doing is this: they are impacting knowledge into their children, but they are not impacting wisdom.
Morals and wisdom.
They're not impacting wisdom. You know, wisdom, like Igbos will say, akonuche. Akonuche is like,
it's not there at all.
It's not cheap. It is impacted. You have to impact it. Knowledge is when, okay, I have knowledge. I have the knowledge of this thing. Okay, it's different from impacting wisdom inside of a child. You know, when you're misbehaving, they need to correct you and tell you that this thing you're doing is wrong. So you have an idea that, okay, you don't do things this way. You have to do it the right way.
Exactly.
You understand? And that is one of the things that, okay, I believe that there are stages in bringing up a child. You know, when a child is 1 year, you don't need to flog.
You can't flog. It's not possible.
You know, what you do is, hey, come out from there. You know, you just correct them. When they are entering 2 years, you have to bring cane that is their size.
To scare them. Probably to scare, or 3. To scare them, I will flog you out. But when it comes to like 6, 7, when you know that, okay, you can actually...
You can flog by at 2 years old.
No,
wait.
No, even if you just want to be lenient,
let me tell you,
can scare them.
Not these children of this age that knows how to open your phone without you telling them what your password is. They only need to see you open that phone and they are watching you.
You know, there are some things that our parents actually did then. Would I say, let me say millennials, not Gen Z now, because many Gen Z now, you know, they are just something else. They are something else. You see children of about 13, 14, they can't even be controlled at all, even not by anyone. Before then, there was this kind of community parenting. When after even when your mom is not around, then you actually do something bad, someone around that place, probably someone older than you, would beat you, and your mom will come and say, beat him very well.
Do you know why I
and they will still flog you more. Okay, right now you can't even do it anymore.
I say around this couple, yeah, their first son is just 4 now. You know, when that boy was 2, they know born and where. I'm using pidgin right now. They're not born and where. Say an outsider comes and give him biscuits and he takes it. You dare not. Even from his 1 year, like there's something like they are someone came around, they are sharing biscuits to children in the compound. When he gets to his turn, the mother will look at him in a certain way, and then he will not say no, but he will just walk away. So when he got to 2, I remember there was one particular time that someone gave him biscuit and he took it to go and show the mom. The mom used her finger, one finger like this, to spank his ass. And be like, you don't take anything when I'm not the one or your dad that gave it to you. So even sometimes I'll just come, I want to give kids something. When I get to be like, no, please, I don't want, thank you very much. You'll be like, why? I don't want to be flogged by my mom. That's what he will tell you. Now imagine that kind of thing. Okay, let's say, and I also have another that if you don't give her, she will cry. And she will cry as if something is wrong, like as if there's something that you've done to her that's never been done to anybody before.
That means she's used to collecting things from students.
If she was disciplined, just like the other person, she won't. And this child now will go out there collecting stuff from people. And her own is even that she will take it from you, like she will hide it, she will not show them all.
Wow.
You understand? So
When
that's
a
why I tell
small
you,
girl like
you can beat at 2, but
Two.
I didn't say you should wipe them. No, like my mom will always say something. He
hand.
said, at 3 months, safe. When as a mother, my mom said, I'm not married, please. You know, when your baby is sucking, you know, and the child bites you, you can use one finger. Don't do that again. And they'll be looking at your face. They know what you're doing.
Yeah. They understand.
You understand? So you can be like, oh, he's biting. They might be laughing. They'll be like, oh.
They understand.
You understand? Children are very smart. Some of them are even smarter than we are.
I actually think what some parents now, would I say the new generation parents do is that, okay, don't flog my child, don't flog. But there's this thing I always say, when, okay, let's say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, up to 10, 11, 12, 13, they are not thinking for themselves. You have to think for them. They will think according to what they have been seeing mostly on the social media. Because right now we see people giving phones to children of 7, 8, 9. You say, okay, let them play game. From there, they would start getting used to playing games. They go to school, say some kind of get exposed to their colleagues there. You know, most of them that have not been taught from home, they'll be telling them any nonsense that will enter their brain. They'll come home and be misbehaving. I think there should be consequences for every action. Once they know that once I take this thing, this is the consequences of the action, they would actually be scared to do it. It will actually, you know, cut down their wings. They'll feel controlled. But right now they don't even feel controlled, whereby, you know, 3, 4 years they'll feel like, Junior, don't do that thing. Who does that? Flog Junior. Let Junior know that once you do this thing,
See,
this is the consequences.
Okay, see, no, I on this topic here, I'm going to be talking about like practical, like experiences, like things I've actually experienced. You know, there's this particular child. If the mom shout, I'm going to flog you, be like, Mommy, she will just
cannot
shout.
flog me. Oh God.
You understand? She will just shout. Mommy, you always say I will flog you, I will flog you. You don't even flog me. You understand? So imagine that child thinking that, okay, whatever the child does, she's not going to flog me. She will only shout at me.
Can you see?
She already knows.
And I think if we continue like this, the kind of generation would be breeding, it will be worse.
Very much worse.
I think if we stop beating and disciplining our children now, I think probably in the future we should be building more rehab centers and prisons, because we have uncontrollable children out there.
You know, there was a day I did mention
adults.
that in the area where I stay, you will see children outside playing by 11 p.m.
11
You know,
PM.
the first day, you know where I stay, right? The first day I was
God.
like, who are the parents of these children and why are they still outside? You know, had it been that the first day you try it, you come back, you receive woto. The next time, you will not. You will think of the cane that you received the last time, and you will stay back inside. Even though you'll be angry. Please now, be angry now.
Be angry.
Some of them will just get angry.
How old?
Some of 7.
Some of them get 8. Angry.
Of course.
Get angry for.
See, do you know that the way we were raised is very different. I remember then as a child growing up, if I go to my uncle's house, all right, to, let's say, just to go and play with my cousins and all that, if my grandma comes there, she doesn't need to talk to me. There's a way she will do her body, there's a way she will do her eyes, and there's a way she will do her
understand
her toe. It already means go back to the house. And if I miss it, I am
you are
doomed.
done.
If I miss it, you know, it got to a point that one of my uncle's wife was not like, why is it that whenever we are serving food, that's when you these children will go home. They'll be like, I did not chase them. Did I chase you? My girl, like, did I ask you to go? You'll not be like,
no.
Say no now. But now this is not. They will ask you, Mommy, why are you doing your eyes like this?
Mommy, what's wrong with your eyes?
What's wrong with your leg? You know, that kind of thing. It depends on how you train them. I'm seeing a comment here. Gideon said, I'm the one of the person that don't want any teacher to hit my child because most of them overdo. We understand. We understand that some of them overdo, but I think
it's not most of them overdo. Some, only some, even only little of them overdo. And if they actually, you know, beat you, it is because you've done something wrong. See, there was a time my dad actually, you know, disciplined my sister. She was in school during our secondary school days. She was just, you know, gentle girl, you know, just, you know, going on her own, easygoing. But she had this friend who was misleading her. And our class, you know, class teachers then, they understand every child in the class. You know, this one is gentle, this one is troublesome. So their combination was actually truncating our performances. And she was like, you this girl, I know you can't withstand what you are going through with this one. Don't be friends with this girl. She would just destroy you. They kept on being friends. The day they fought, class teacher now said she should call my dad. God. My dad didn't even listen to anything. She said, give me the cane. For your class teacher to ask me to come to school on your behalf, not for anything good though, that you fought with someone, forget it. I don't even want to listen. Maybe you are the one at fault or you are not the one at fault. For you to get involved, anytime anyone wants to fight you, walk away.
Okay,
do not.
We have a comment here from Majed. He said, my mom will lock the gate if we don't come back before 7 p.m. till my 15 years. Interesting.
Even more than that. It should even exceed 15 years. Even at 20. My mom will tell you once she look at the time and it's 9 o'clock. They don't even born you where you go down there.
You know, they're talking about all these things, you know, it's actually very, very important and expedient we talk about them, because most parents these days, they don't just want their children to be flogged.
And most of these parents, they are not flogging their children at home. And those children will now be troublesome to the teachers. To the teachers in school.
That actually boiled out what I wanted to say before. You know, as a parent, if you don't want your child to be disciplined by the teacher,
them at home.
Then discipline them at home. You must have time for them.
Exactly.
Know what they like. The school that they went to, did they copy the notes? Have they done their homework?
Even majority.
You know, the books that you bought for them, how are they treating those notebooks? The pencil you bought, are they intact? Because some of these kids, they are very annoying.
Yes.
You keep buying books. You actually have one. You know, my sister told me something like one of my cousin sister, one of our uncle. You know, they keep buying book every week.
Every time.
Every week. I'm talking about textbook.
Textbook
every week. You know,
wow.
he will keep misplacing textbooks.
Wow.
And then the parents will be like, why your textbook? Will be like, I don't know where I kept it. And I asked her one, like, did they beat that? He said, the mom no could get time. He said, okay, don't worry. A time will come when she will be, when this child is supposed to help her to, and is the first son, when this child is supposed to help her to caution the younger ones, she will still be shouting for him.
Exactly.
You know, that's the mistake that most parents are making. And I don't understand. I don't want my child beaten up. But do you discipline that child? As a parent, do you have time for them? Not even in Lagos State.
Some people will tell you that, okay, you just need to talk to them. Talk to who? Talk to who?
In Lagos,
if you don't discipline them physically at home.
Talk.
See, and this is it. See, some parents believe that, okay, I've enrolled my child in a very good school. You know, I pay 500,000 naira. That school is just a business center, no matter how much you are paying. How much are they paying to the teachers that will be taking care of your children? You know, one of my... I think that is what matters most. Okay, let's say you are paying 200,000 or 300,000 or even 400,000, and they are paying just 30K to the teacher that would be so close to your children and be teaching them.
I know someone
and
that
you
stays
will
abroad.
now be giving problem to that teacher. It will leave your child alone. You will not even touch the child.
I know someone that stays abroad. It's like, you know, in the Western world, you don't beat a child. You don't flog them.
That is Western world. This is Africa.
You understand? But the African parents, their Nigerian parents, the woman say, I beat them.
You beat them.
We go inside the room. We lock the room out. You know, I'll take them inside the inner room. I will beat them there and tell them why I had to beat them.
Exactly.
And caution them never to repeat that stuff again.
And if they repeat
because
it,
if you repeat it, you're going to get more beating than this one.
It should be that
and
way.
then when I'm done with you, we'll now come outside. You know.
And you still eat my food. They don't burn you well.
You must eat now. I mean, you want to get angry because we were beaten.
Because we were beaten, you now still want to get angry. Maybe you want to get beaten the more again. Let's take a look at
okay, Maja said 15 years was because I was always I would always go to church for rehearsal, so she knows where I am. Okay,
yeah, well,
interesting.
That's still interesting.
You know, sometimes like most of us, like my parents are not with me in Lagos. There are some things that
those things they've done to you before.
They don't bore me well. You know, sometimes if I'm off if I'm not in my house by 9:30, and it's not like is in the office, like his office want to kick me out. Oh my goodness, I'll be feeling like someone will beat me when I get to up to this age. Like for real, I'm not joking.
Like,
I'll be feeling so uncomfortable. I'll be like, if people not see me now walking down, what would they think? How would they perceive me? Please, I need to go. Like, I'll just be feeling so uncomfortable. You know, that's because in my own house, even when I finished my NYC before I came down to Lagos, if I go with my cousin brother, like he always liked me hanging around with them and his friends, you know. He knows once it's 8 o'clock, I'll just look at him. Uncle, I need to eat the. He'll be like, call your dad now, you're with me. I say, okay. Maybe you follow me down to the house. You sleep in my house. Please, I need to go. You know, stuff like that.
We need to say something.
Okay, Nigeria Feature said, when we are kids, you dare not tell us parents, okay,
tell your parents
that your teacher beats you because you are going to receive more of that. You know, but nowadays, you see parents, no teacher must lay hands. You know.
Have you seen this recent video where his student slapped the teacher, not in Nigeria here though, in the UK. And now it is happening, and they want to replicate the same thing now in Nigeria. I think those people making that kind of policies needs to be sacked or flogged.
See, it works for them where they are. But
some people have made the policy right here in Nigeria that they shouldn't flog any child.
Before I came to Lagos, I heard one of my big mummies say that in Lagos, that teachers don't flog parents. And I, like already there, before
I think
before
it's just
now,
of recent times.
I was already like imagining like how would those children behave? Me maybe say, I've always liked teaching.
Yes.
You know.
And if anybody do anyhow, you will collect.
If you misbehave, let me give you an assignment and you did not do it. Oh God. See, I may not flog you, but I'm going to give you punishment.
Yes, punishment.
I'll give you punishment. By the time you remember the punishment that will be coming to me.
Yes.
And I'll make sure that it's not one pattern of punishment.
See, they were even grown up. I couldn't flog
so that
them.
you will not say, this is the one she will give me. You don't know the one that is coming.
Exactly,
so you must do your homework.
You must just punish them at least.
But nowadays, parents, as a parent, you don't even have time. 4 o'clock, you're already up from bed. As a father, you're rushing.
We know
you
have
need to make money
and stuff.
Then as a mother, you are too busy. You know, you only have one child, so you are too busy. You know, just go to school. Go to school. That's the only thing you care about. You buy textbooks. How they are managing them, you don't even know. They will tear the middle of it and use it to do one thing. You're not even supervising nothing. And then a class teacher notices that something is wrong, you know, and then disciplines the child. You get angry as a parent. What kind of a parent are you?
What kind of generation are you
raising? Are you raising?
Especially if you have a daughter. Not even a son that can stay okay, probably, you know, the environment, other people can say talk. But daughter, once she grows up like that, see, that generation she would be, she would give birth to.
Okay, then Imam Samuel said, my teacher flogged me 24 strokes of cane because 2 notes wasn't complete. I couldn't tell my parents because now more cane I go collect.
You go collect. See, if my mom was checking my notes then, she now realized that you didn't write dates. Or you jump some particular pages. She first of all ask you, so you want to sleep in these pages before you look like the piano one slap don't touch you. Pa! You don't borrow you.
You know, those things it will help.
Or you borrow your friend's note. You borrow your friend's note and probably she's saying, okay, come and quickly do this thing for you. Now you are copying note. She now checks the friend's note. How come the friend's note is complete and your own note is not complete? What were you doing when the friend was writing? So that means you were playing in school. Forget it, you are gone. So you will sit up. Actually repeated the next is one. We say a year. The next is one I do like this. I did among the top.
I won't forget, like my primary one. I actually failed primary one like 2 times. You know, the first I took 30 out of 30. It was my daddy's neighbor, my daddy's shop. That flogged me. My dad is so close. So the guy entered my daddy's shop. If I see him today, I don't know him. But I always remember that flog I was giving. You know, he entered my dad wasn't even around. He entered my daddy's shop, you know, took my daddy's measuring tape, asked me 30 plus 30, I no kuku no. He now asked me 30 times 2, I no. It was my elder brother that had to answer. 60 strokes of measuring tape on my buttocks. I will never forget that. I cried. Because my dad lost me so much. I'll be like, my dad was so...
He will fight for you.
When my dad came by, he asked for my report card. When I gave it to him, my dad was like, with all the school fees I paid. Wow. My dad was so like, he didn't know what to do with me. He was disappointed. I could see the disappointment on his face. And me, I didn't know what to do. From then till I left school, oh God, if it's... As in, I read that see if something was wrong with me.
See, for real.
I dare not repeat that thing because my dad told me if I pay school fees again and you come back again with this stupid result next term, this one Chima flogged you is doing rehearsal. I will deal with you.
I think it was because you actually realized that there are consequences.
And then imagine my age, primary one. Some parents will be like, what does she know? Okay, she don't know anything of it.
They will not give excuse. And maybe they are not teaching them well. You understand? And some children are actually, you know, taking that first position.
And I remember one thing that I was even sick. I had measles. And they still flogged. I had measles. I remember there sometimes I'll go to school, they rub chalk, all this local chalk on my body. I would know they'll be using me to laugh in my class then. So this guy did not even, okay, my dad could have gone to his shop and shout at him like, but she was sick. My dad did not even do nothing. God, I'm like, imagine this kind of thing.
That year,
how much more?
That year, they actually repeated this as one. I got to, there was this neighbor I was now accompanying. He was living with us then. He now said, what happened? How come? how did I feel some courses, some subject there? I was now telling him that, okay, some of those teachers now used to come to class. Is a lie. He now told me that when we resume, we will go to that school together. He said he was going to confront those teachers. I said, yeah, God, I don't die.
Okay, but you lied that bit. So and they caught you. Is that right?
But it actually helps. Let's take a look at some of this.
Okay, so on the feedbacks we got here, Nigeria Future, thank you so much. He said, that is when you will see Labour prefects would hold you for late coming and deal with you badly. Modern days lifestyle is doing us more damage than good, and that is the obvious truth.
It will continue to do us more harm than good. Now that they've stopped flogging students in schools now, in junior and senior secondary school in Lagos State, I saw some students of my school, Obi'S Junior Grammar School, to be precise. I was heartbroken because my own state. See, there are some things you can never do. Your uniform, we're putting on plain white and blue short. Your uniform must be sparkling white. Your socks must be I was just looking at this student like,
you know,
don't they flog them anymore? These kind of children.
Parents don't care, and teachers too. No cuckoo send you. So if you want to turn out good, highest, you turn a musician. It has become common. You know, anybody, a content creator, you just turn and be like, see, Portable is a good example. You know, you just sing one thing, you don't blow. You know, and then you will not come out to say last school na scam.
Wow,
you know,
wow.
Because nobody cares. Your parents don't care. Your teachers, they no cuckoo send you. So if they touch you now, your parents will come and lock them up. So what's the essence? If you like, turn out good. If you like, be a bad person. That's your own.
Well, I think those are actually making these policies needs to actually review it. It needs to be reviewed. If we actually
and these people making these policies, if when they were growing up, these policies were there, would they have turned out to be who they are today?
I want to believe that the particular person who raised that motion or who actually brought this policy into limelight was not being brought up in Nigeria.
See, like so, I heard someone say something that Satan is now living with some people, telling them a lot of bullshit that can never help the next generation. Because if as a parent, let's even forget about teachers. Okay, let's say teachers should not flog anymore. As a parent, since teachers cannot discipline your children, then you need to discipline them at home. As a mother, your primary assignment, I'm not married though, but the
way you were raised up.
The way I was raised up. The primary assignment of a mother is to nurture her children.
Exactly.
Nurture them, and a father, you have to discipline your children. This one no be say, I no get time until they work. The time that you have, let's say on Saturdays you are at home, on Sundays, let them feel the impact of your presence. And if you refuse to do it, if don't children, anyhow they turn out to be, you don't have to blame them.
You have to accept it. All right, moving on, let's divert away from the student and parents' problems now. PEPC, the Presidential Election Petition Council, rules Monday on Obi and Atiku's request for televising of proceedings. They've said earlier that that will be putting the judges on pressure, will be pressurizing them by saying that we should televise the whole thing. But also the Nigerian masses actually want it to be televised for transparency and also fairness on all parts. So it's just being controversial right now. People want it to be televised, the judges don't want it to be televised. So a lot of back and forth. And also this thing has been raised before, then I think it should have been addressed yesterday in court, but it was adjourned as well.
Like someone rightly said, these things are just delayed tactics. You know, delayed tactics here and there. And after Monday proceeding, if nothing tangible comes out, just forget it. It's going to be till after the inauguration, because the inauguration preparations, everything has been going on like as planned. In fact, moving swiftly safe. You know, the whole
moving faster than the court proceedings.
You know, that's why I said before, that's why they told them that they should go to court, because these people, they know they had an upper hand. They never adhered to court rulings. So that's why they told them that they should go to court, because even the court you're going to now, we put them there. So what would you do? They'll keep delaying until the inauguration, and once a new government comes on board, they can make changes. And once the changes are made, the case is as good as dead. You know.
Wow. Let's take a look at some of our comments here.
Okay, we have feedback from
Mr. Dan.
Mr. Dan says, there is a neighbor that always come to tell my
Tell me my book to read.
And if I say no,
my
my
mama
mama
go collaborate with me.
Nigeria future. I remember the day when my father followed me to school. That time I was in secondary school. My dear, because of fear of what my teacher would tell my father before we go to school that day, I fell sick. I can imagine. You know,
because your teacher should tell your dad what you're doing.
My secondary school was in fact, I went to a Catholic school, and the school was seminarians owned by Reverend Father and Reverend Sister, so it was a disciplinary school. Do rubbish now.
I actually attended a public school throughout. There was this man. Master. Hey, if master flog you, your life go reset. But today now, master is one of the teachers I actually love most. Even
why would you love him?
I appreciate
him.
See, right now I'm appreciating him for
during my
everything.
secondary school days, right? I had this one of our mathematics teacher. We call him Puppeteer. I don't even know his real name till today. I shall know his very face in Abino though. You know, once the end, I be like +1 - 1, +2 - 2, +2. As he's talking like he's flogging. Like minus plus minus times plus, but minus, like that's how he will move around. So because of, let's say we'll have him today, I will not sleep that night. Oh Jesus Christ! Because he will flog you, then you come out. Because my school was then big. The field, now there you go there till you finish his class. Good. So and then the owner of the school. Reverend Father Charles Obanwike, God bless you wherever you are. I know you are still there. The school is still bubbling till today. Come on, if he now see you, now as why are you outside? You be like puppet seminarian.
You're gone.
That's your business. And my mama, no, she don't even have my time. They flog you, can't report. Are you okay?
I
will not even talk.
Even during PTA
I will not even say anything.
Too, during PTA meetings, when they'll say, okay, call your mom. They'll have meetings with them. My mom will now come to school. Then I used to be, even up to now, maybe that's why I'm very gentle. My name the entire like
my mom doesn't come.
Just be gentle.
My mom doesn't come for her PTA.
Yeah.
It was my grandma. And if my grandma comes, the first thing she always tell them that if they see me doing anything, they should flog me. You can imagine. If they see me doing any, in fact, if I come to school late, I don't go late now. They don't put me away. Like seriously, go late how? Yeah. In fact, our school gate, the 8:30 is locked.
See, throughout. In fact, I would like to use this opportunity to say a shout out to my former principal in Ogba, Mrs. Mogaji. See, not only one time I late, but that one time I swear I regret my resistance. Up to today, it's actually actually affecting me now. Anywhere I'm going to, I wake up very, very early. I would rather get there before the other person, before the appointment time, than going late. I won't go hours before. Let me wait there for them. So I think people now, if we don't inculcate this act of discipline, on the long run, it's going to be disastrous.
Okay, let's continue with the comments that we have. Please, if you're watching this morning, there is a full number in the comment section. You can call in, air your opinion on these topics that we have. Let's get to know what you think. If you can't call in, please do well to drop your comments on the comment section. And don't forget to hit on the like button as we proceed. Okay, Nigeria Future says,
yes, I think it's continuation. It said, I fall sick on the way going to school with my father.
Okay.
Why you fall sick? When did you come about again?
That said, don't pray, make my mama hand over your case, give my papa. Now die be that.
I complete that. not only once like this, my papa don't beat me and I slap. But you see that one slap.
You know that there's something they call krista.
There's something they say like you've left your footprint in the sands of time.
It's very funny.
In the sands of my mind.
Then okay, people are actually reacting more to this.
Yes, the issue of not flogging students like that.
One of my brother, when we were growing up, we didn't have access to television in my house.
We had television in our house, but who born you? Early morning you wake up and put on the TV.
There's television, but we don't have access to it.
You don't have access to the TV.
We don't have access to the TV. So my brother went to school once, came back with his he was just swollen. You know that this guy has been dealt with by his school teacher.
Wow.
According to him, he's their mathematics teacher.
Why is it that mathematics teacher always
my dad, when he got back home, my dad saw him. My dad was fuming. My dad is a no-nonsense person. He was fuming. He couldn't wait till the next day. early in the morning, he dragged my brother. Come and show me that useless teacher that flogged you. Like, in fact, if you see him, you probably go and fight the teacher. Because if you see guy this year, sit down for days. He was unable to sit. So when they got to the school, according to my dad, he said he got there and now he called the school teacher. He wanted to fight him. What on earth did my son do that warrant this kind of beating? My dad said the man called him that he should come, he should sit down first. My dad did not agree to sit down. He carried him that he will flog him too, that kind of thing. And I said, okay, since you want to raise an alarm, see what your son did. Your son came to school while they've come to call me already. While I was preparing to enter their class, your son gathered the whole class, stood on top of the table, the teacher's table, and was dancing sexual dance. Displaying sexual dance, performing for them. He's an artist. He was performing for them. And then the man was like, and I know you. I know the kind of person you are. I don't think these students have access to watch these kind of things in your house. So, where did he learn it?
Wow.
Where did he learn it from? Wow. So, I had to flog him because if you do that in your house, sir, Mr. Lozzie, I know you will do worse. So, I had to flog. See, my dad don't give me the amount of finishing. My dad started flogging my brother from school. From school. My mom had to be like, do you want to kill my son? Like, it was that bad. Oh, God. My elder brother would say, if you ask him, like, what is the one thing that you did in your life that you regret doing, that is that incident. Is that incident. Because I was really small, but I heard the story. I felt pity. Because even my brother narrating it, he had tears in his eyes. Yeah. And then the beating.
He will never forget.
Oh, God of mercy. And then my dad said, any of my child that tries that, I'm going to hand him or her over to the army. You can imagine that kind of thing. I kind of feel that as parents, right? Yeah. We need to have time.
Disciplined. They need to be disciplined.
For our children, they need to be disciplined. Because children of this age, this generation, not our own we have sense. But these ones coming now, they don't have sense, but they are smart.
I think they need to be restricted as well. It's because we are saying they are smart, they are this, they are that. It's because the parents and the society has given them the opportunity to be free. Because during our own time, I think that's why we have some Gen Zs who say millennials, they act too serious and stuffs. But it's not as if we're actually too serious or things like that. But the way we have been brought up. We have TV in our house, but there's no point you feel they watch TV anyhow. My dad will ask you, this TV that you have watched today, how much has it put in your pocket? How much have you gained from watching TV? How much have you made today? Now, how much have you spent today? You can't start to think about your life. Say, not true. I chop money for I chop afternoon food. That one I chop for money like 400 afternoon. I've spent like 1,200. How much have I made? He will always say, every day you want to sleep, calculate how you spent your day. If you actually spent more than you earn, that day is a waste for you financially.
What a father.
So you said, we're going to reason say, every day you are sitting down, you're not doing anything. You can't sit down and not be busy at home. If you're just sitting down, you are not doing anything, and my papa will find what give you.
Honestly.
You see, you surely be busy, and that kind of thing will actually, will inculcate the act of discipline. Even the system of hard work. You will notice that people now, they don't even want to learn work anymore. Then they will tell you, okay, you have to work for things to happen. You have to be determined. There's this morals. I once told you this case where I was flogged in primary 4. That day I don't do assignments. I was I was just coming from primary 3. I was in private school, so I was just being taken to public school. Then primary 4, first time, fresh student, everything was still new to me. I didn't do assignment. I was thinking it's just a normal setting. Waiting my eyes see that day. 2 guys, they held my hand like this. One guy now dragged my leg for combined class. We were like more than 100. They now spread me. They spread me like sandwich. Start to wipe me.
Okay.
I cried my eyes out.
You know I'm laughing this way?
After that day.
I'm seeing comments that are very, very hilarious in the comment section. I swear to God. This is not funny at all.
After that time, when I got to primary 6, I actually represented the school for one competition like that, and I came second. But that flogging changed my mentality.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the feedbacks that we have this morning. Don't forget that you can call in on this program to air your
You can
opinion.
also share your experience.
Yes, please, And please, as you're sharing your experience, I would suggest you don't be among those that say don't discipline children in school, because, come on, these children of this generation,
they need to be disciplined.
Honestly, if they don't discipline them, they will turn out to be something else. Okay, Dan said, don't pray, make okay. I think I've read that before. There's one of my primary school teacher called Uncle Yahaya in Police Children's School, Benin City. That man, if he enter classroom, the entire class will look like deserts. Okay, modern days life children are something else, and that's the truth. Dan, that's a comment that is actually very funny. I remember when my neighbor gave me chin-chin. I collect and go show my mom. I swear, my mama buy 500 naira chin-chin for me to eat. You can imagine. I'm like, so, na chin-chin,
if you're born, you are not finished the chin-chin.
Chin-chin that is doing that, you must eat chin-chin today. You know that kind of thing.
You must eat it, you start begging.
He said the chin-chin full custard rubber. You must eat chin-chin. See, our mothers, honestly, they are.
I actually heard of one. I think one of my colleagues, when I was in Polytechnic, when I was in an institution, she said she was caught stealing meat in the pot. Her mom was now like, oh yeah, carry that pot, and it's just newly cooked soup. Then carry that pot. All the meat inside that pot, you will finish it today. Right? I was like, mommy, please,
you eat.
You eat, though.
You eat.
So this meat you want to eat.
They caught me once. So I won't lie. I went to take meat inside my mommy's pot of beans.
So you steal.
My mom put pepper inside my vagina. I will never forget.
No,
it's not good.
It's not good. But maybe that's why you're not stealing anymore.
But see,
maybe for don't be Evans.
The very first place I worked, we had access to money. That was before I even entered school, though. Before I started writing jam, I started working early. So that place I worked then, there was a time that they started accusing money started missing and all. So, and me, I don't like staying where they're accusing, like where they're looking for something. I don't like it. One of the days, they were like, a certain amount of money is missing. And I just entered the office. They say they're looking for money. Ha, God. Yeah, my whole body was just, I don't like so. And I went to meet one lady because they say Gladys, I'll be like, me. I said, you can accuse me of anything. Any day, anybody accuse me of stealing in this office. Because I just flash back, PM. I remember what happened to me. Like, stealing. Ah, God, no. Please. Okay, reading the comments here going on. Nigeria Future said, during my time, we have black and white TV at that time. There is no color TV. We'll put Lucozade paper on the screen to check the color. We
actually use black and white TV too.
Okay, Collins says, good day, how are you guys? Thank you so much. Those day TV stations have open and closing time. They start by 4 and we'll rush to do our homework before TV stations will start. You will see line after you Well, I don't know about that time though.
Oh God, children now they are watching Netflix. Can you see?
Even watching, see, that's why as parents,
even watching TV,
you see that parents lock. They need to, like, parents use that parent lock on your remote. That is why it is there.
Even watching TV too much for children, I think it's very bad. You will inculcate this kind of, even right now, I don't even like TVs. I don't do most of the thing now. I get too conscious of what I'm doing. Like you sitting down watching TVs now, for like 3 hours, 4 hours. Just feel like, what have I been doing? Just sitting down watching people that are making their money.
Oh.
All these movies on Netflix, it is money. They're keeping you there to make more money.
Funny enough, I will use
and I'm not making it. What am I gaining?
Let's say online is my data.
It's my data. I'm wasting my data to watch your content. No, now, and I'm not gaining anything. No knowledge, no nothing. I'll just laugh and that's all. No, I can't do. I can't do that. So I think all these kind of things that they actually did to us then, we should be doing it back. That kind of person, that kind of lawmaker that would make this policy, I'm very sure the person didn't grow up in Nigeria. I'm not with a typical Nigerian parent.
Moving on this morning, let's take a look at a particular trending video. I don't know if we can see that video.
Yeah, let's have the video.
Let's have the video, please. The link is there. This video is about a female corps member, a female corps member and a fellow corps member.
I've seen the video. I've seen the video. That is what we are talking about. Okay, that's what we're talking about. There's this video of a female corps member. They didn't show the face of the male corps member, but the kind of touches that was going on in the video is just something else, just like sexual moves being made from the back. It doesn't make sense. I think people now, many young girls out there now, they have zero shame. If they still have little shame, it would have been okay. And this is what we're talking about as well. It stems from the upbringing. No girl being brought up very well by a virtuous woman would do this kind of thing. None will be able to do it, especially outside.
You know how Said lecture usually be.
Yes, now.
People are gathered and then you guys are doing what I don't
something
understand.
I don't understand. No, I think everything needs to be, revamped. Both all these things. Okay, don't flog my child. Don't shout at them. Don't. This is Africa. This is Nigeria. This is actually what we did, what our parents did, that have brought us to this level of, There are so many things many people would have done, probably because of home training. They are just restricting themselves. But some people out there will feel like, okay, we don't really need to restrict these children anymore. We have to. You have to speak to them with care. There is
speak to them with love.
Love. When a whole Bible said, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. If there's a portion of the Bible that said that foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Of course now.
But a rod of correction will chase it out.
It will chase it out. Because every child will always have the tendency of going astray.
Like
you'll be the one to control them.
If these people saying all this, if they don't see, don't they see that part of the scripture?
That's how we now get to be seeing people that will be saying rubbish on podcast now. You see everywhere, they're just saying nonsense, comparing human being with animal kingdom or something.
They watch too much of
nonsense. I don't think they are being raised well by good mothers out there. They're actually disgracing their entire generation. But they have no shame. That's why they can actually say that. They have zero shame. They just feel like, okay, let's just it's just like clickbait. We'll say nonsense online, then people will just click, they watch.
People will tell you na rubbish they trend now.
Imagine.
Na rubbish they make person blow. Okay, keep doing rubbish.
What kind of blowing is that one? No. It really needs to be checked urgently. It needs to be checked.
Okay, this corps member was seen. They were seen doing one or two things while lecture was going. I'm trying to get the report so I can actually read it. Okay.
Gladys Chisom said, watching TV is not good though. Imagine watching movies, even cartoon for kids. And this is why people have taken this homosexual thing personal. Yeah, homosexual thing. See, I actually saw a kind of Tom and Jerry that I've never seen before in my life. The one I was watching then, I was not like, have they started showing another kind of Tom and Jerry? It's just a kind of, would I say, sexualized Tom and Jerry. Cartoons nowadays is just nothing to write home about.
Imagine that kind of thing, as in,
And these children, they have access to all this kind of channels.
Now look at this. As a parent, you're busy with your phone because this is modern day now. But everybody has access to technology. TV. You're pressing phone. Mom, Junior, go and watch television. Cartoon is on, and you don't know what they are watching. On the cartoon. And then this child will watch this thing, comes to school the next day, and start displaying what he or she must have seen. And now the class teacher takes a note of that, and now disciplines the child for
acting. And the child cannot even discipline the child.
For acting in such a manner. And now, you parents who didn't have time for that child, who was supposed to know what the child wanted at that time, but because you were busy, you were in quotes busy with your phone, you told him or her, go and watch cartoon please. And now the teacher sees something that is wrong, disciplines the child. You teacher, you parents or mother, you get angry, come to school, beat the teacher or arrest the teacher or fight the teacher. And now you're not coming to say, I don't want my child flogged. Really.
There's this particular person that I know someone in Lagos today. This man actually, would I say he didn't raise his child well? Let me not say he didn't raise his child well, but to his own personal capacity of raising a child. I think the child grew up in a boarding school, let my child go to boarding school. I don't want any problem. Just keep on paying money. Unknowingly to you that it's just like a capitalist economy. all the schools out there, no matter how big they are, they are just making money.
One of the reasons why
the child now,
when the child, because they are too busy in quotes.
Now, when the child now come back, now the child is even
worse.
See, very, very worse now. The child it was a little bit chubby before. Now, if you see this guy now, he now takes drug, all manner of stuffs that he has actually, learned from some children out there. He now started taking everything when he has come. See, now he's even out of control. The man now starts spending more money on him now on rehabilitation. So the time that you should have spent then, it is cheaper to discipline all these children than spending money on rehabilitation and also your mental health as well. You feel like after sending this child to school with the aim that by this time, about 23, 24, 25, your mind will be coming down, that you're getting to the end of spending spree. You are now still bringing out money when you ought to be resting or be enjoying your retirement age. You're still spending your retirement money on that same child, on his health, mental health to be precise. So I think they should actually be doing this kind of thing. It is cheaper to discipline them when they are young than spend more money on rehabilitation center when they are old.
See, I kind of feel that as young people, the moment, like as a woman to be precise, because there is something that men always do. If the child is turning out to be a good person, you say that's my son. When he's misbehaving, he's a mother's son.
He's the mother's son.
Now you as a mother,
and I think it lies more on the mothers.
I know it's both of them, both.
No, as in more.
See, as a mother, you've given birth to this child. It is your responsibility to see to it that they are properly raised.
Yes.
Because
even as the child started from your womb, not in the man's body. Started from your womb using 9 months.
It's not the man that
planted it there. That's why I said that the mothers are actually at the forefront. If you see a very very, very good child now today, it is the mother. Clap for the mother very well first before saying thank you to the father. Because if the mother has failed, forget, that generation is nothing. It has gone. It has gone totally. So now the child actually starts his growth, his life from the mother's womb. He used probably 9 months, 10 months. Then after that, he continues his growth in his journey in the world on the mother's back, at the mother's back or her arms or something. Then after that, just like one of my Islamic would I say leader or something, we always say. So after that, a woman should continue carrying that child in her mind through prayers, through discipline, through everything. Fathers, what they do is that father carries the whole family in his mind. But mothers, those children, even if it's just 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6, you just carry them in your mind. The father is already carrying you yourself in his mind. The children are in his mind. His in-laws, everybody, his co-workers, his employees, they are there. He's taking care of everybody. But the primary assignment of a mother to nurture and bring up those kids, do it diligently.
So, this is just like a call to our today's parents. Please, those that are married, let us, young people, let's learn good things from you. The way that we were raised, why don't we raise our own kids like that? Because the upbringing that we were given actually helped us. It helped to form us to these responsible people that we are today. Because the more we get it wrong in the family, the more we see... how will I put it?
The more we copy,
we see more touts in the society. Okay, let's take a look at some of the feedbacks that we have. Gladys Chisom says, watching TV is not good though. Imagine watching movies, even cartoon for kids, and these white people, okay, you've read that before.
Yes.
May God help this generation
making some kind of homosexual cartoon now.
Okay. Honestly, we see parenting is not it's not child's play. Parenting is not child's play. The moment that you've already okay, I'm grown up, I'm of age, I want to settle down.
Yes.
That is what I always tell people. See, if you're a man and you already want to settle down, not the kind of woman you're going to marry. Because if you don't, all these things that we are seeing these days,
I've forgotten to the pastors.
Not the kind of person you're settling for. If it's someone that can actually, two of you can raise a family together, it is not good enough that I've gotten married, I've given birth to kids. That's not where it ends. How are you training those kids? Whatever you train, however you train them is going to determine what you're going to give to the public, to the society out there.
Exactly. I saw a video today. I've forgotten the pastor's name, but it said something. He said, when you're out there looking for a partner or a spouse, look for a wife, but most especially
Look for a
be out
mother.
there a mother for your
for a
children.
mother.
Not only okay, she has figure eight, she's beautiful, she's this, she's that. Is she a prospective mother of your children? Can
you trust those
your
kids
children
on her care if
her
in your
care?
absence?
Exactly. And also for guys too, and also for the ladies too. Most especially, okay, you say I want a rich man, a rich guy, a handsome guy, tall,
tall
guy.
Guys do it better.
Yes.
What kind of a guy is he?
You might have a good, would I say, lover, as an husband, and it will be bad when it comes to fathering your children, parenting, and that is the most important thing, because that is the fruit of the marriage. If the man and the woman, if they're actually giving birth to children that they are not even raising or taking care of, at the end of the day, those children might even bring them down. Everything they've actually acquired over the years, those children can sell it off.
This thing you said now, that's what my pastor actually said on Sunday. He said that, see, as a mother, invest your time in raising your children. The world may laugh at you.
Exactly.
For the time that you are spending, but they will come back to celebrate with you after you are done. Or that's those things you're pursuing, that career, that business, those contracts is actually okay. You don't have to leave your kids for nannies, right? For house helps in pursuit of a career. Leave the career. You've already given birth. Leave the career. Train these ones first. They are your primary your first job. Leave those things that you're pursuing. Train these ones. By the time they've come up to like 10, 15 years, you've already impacted something inside of them. There's something that even in your absence, they cannot dare do it.
Exactly.
There you can pursue whatever you want to pursue. But for now, if you still have them as minors, spend time with them because they need you at that time. He now shared a story of a particular kids, They said they came back. Their mother is always inside her room, always at home, waiting for when her kids will come back. So he said the children came back with their friends, so the guy was like, Mom, he said, hi kid, what's going on? I'm upstairs. So the friends that came up, they'll be like, your mom is home? Wow. Now imagine that kind of thing. For them to say your mom is home, that means their own parents are not told at home. They're not at home. So probably they as well, oh, so your mom can be at home by this time. My own mom,
She's nowhere to be found.
All right, guys, I think we are getting close. We're getting to the end of the program. We will still like you to hit on the like button if you've not done that, and also drop a comment if you're yet to drop a comment on the comment section. Don't forget, it's weekend. Make sure you have cruise, like you have fun today.
Make sure you have fun. It's the weekend. Let's just make a recap of what we've discussed earlier. And so far, Buhari and the outgoing governors in last minute 3.7 trillion naira contract bazaar and appointment spree. Stops keeping Seun Kuti's case file, lawyer tells police. I don't know what is between Seun Kuti and
the police.
Some of the police officers.
Probably they have beef. After he slapped many of them.
But if they have beef, they should go and cook it and eat it now. If it's beef.
It depends on the beef. There are some that cannot be, nothing done.
You had.
You have
yeah.
So when you're cooking a female cow or female goats.
No, you need to cook
strong
it. You give it to Hilda. Cook it for the next 100 hours.
Hilda Basi. Okay, on to the next. Why INEC can't defend Tinubu's qualification? That's coming from Atiku.
Also, no cause for alarm. My inauguration ongoing as planned. Alex Oti.
Tackling behavioral consequences of banning corporal punishment in Lagos schools.
I beg, don't ban any corporal punishment. Anybody that made that policy or that law should go and reverse it, please. Don't destroy the generation that is coming. By the time you get to your old age, we would be at our peak. With those children, we might not be able to control them. Don't create a monster we will not be able to tame, please. Just reverse
very
it.
Important.
Don't create that kind of monster
very
in
important.
society.
If you were disciplined when you were small, why don't you want to discipline
Please.
your own child?
Yes, this is Africa. This is Nigeria.
And you now send them to school for their colleagues, their friends, their fellow students to help train them for
I would even always say, when it comes to sending kids to school, you've paid money and so I would always say and say it again. Those people are just making money. They are business centers.
Of course.
If you pay 1 million to the school will in turn pay about 50K to the teacher when the teacher is not even happy to be doing what he or she is doing. Probably most of these teachers out there are just like, okay, even before I get a normal work, I don't want to stay at home and be doing nothing. Let me go and be teaching. Now they will say, okay, come and take 20,000 or 25,000 naira. And that is the kind of school that you're entrusting them to train your own children. that you have refused to discipline at home. By the time
because you are too busy, you're pursuing money.
Yeah, you're pursuing money. At the end of the day,
they will help you to squander the money and sell your properties in time to come.
They might. That's what they might do. And on the large scale as well, everything we are witnessing today in the society starts from the family. If we don't have badly raised kids, you won't be having hoodlums out there as well.
Of course.
It's because when the home has failed, when the family has broken, the society will suffer for it. So I think we should go back to the drawing board, which is the family. The
slates, the time of slates.
Yes. Let's go back to the drawing board. That policy, I beg, those people that sat down to think of that policy, please reverse the policy. Even if you not reverse it in its entirety.
We also understand that some teachers out there, they overdo, but please, there are good teachers. Entrust your child, and if you don't want them flogged, make sure you have a disciplinary committee
in schools.
Not even, I mean, make sure that you discipline them well
at home. If you don't want them to be
very well, very well.
Even while I was actually serving, there are some students, if they don't train them from home, it will be very hard for you to control them in school. Because what their mom, they will feel like, even my mom see no fit, even my papa no, they talk to me like this. Even my mom doesn't speak to me like this. That's what they will tell you. You not feel like, then if they can't speak to you, you can go home now. But if it is private school, you have no choice. Who pays the piper dictates the tune. You have to accept all the rubbish they will be doing to you as a teacher, and that will even help you to even teach them well. But
and then these parents that have all the money, they pay the owner of the school, and then the owner of the school now tells they don't flop because of what you're benefiting from the parents.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
children.
business.
It's actually bad.
It is business. Schools out there are running their business. Don't entrust your child to any school, please. Train them at home. Any kid that you are seeing out there that's been intelligent, look at the mother very well. Once the kid gets home, there is still this kind of continuous education that he or she gets from the mother and from the father as well. Not just leaving them at the mercy of one teacher or a school authority. And also, the Presidential Election Petition Council rules Monday on Obi and articles request for televising of proceedings. Yesterday, we actually made the broadcast of the proceedings of Peter Obi. On Monday, we'll also be coming to you, giving you the live broadcast of Peter Obi's proceedings on the on the issue of televising proceedings. The court actually saying that they're protecting the interest of the judges, but also the masses are saying that they need it to be transparent. Till then, we'll see what will actually play out. Okay, before we leave, let's take a look at the comments. May God help this generation children, homosexual rather. Okay, Damien or Sass. Damien. What's up, guys? We are here. Yeah, Mr. Damien has not really been commenting like that. I think he's just go back. Just join us. Yeah. Nigeria Future says, I'm back. This one want to carry me go where no. Hey, yeah, so sorry. As for me, if any of my child misbehave, deal with him. Deal with him. Yeah. Mr. Damien. Okay, I am being a big fan of corrective action. Don't go extreme though, but always give an open room for the kids to debate on issue and stuff. Let them know that they won't be charged. Yeah, that's good. You have to pay attention to kids. Yeah. Because these kids of these days that we are seeing, they are too smart. And if you don't pay attention, I think what we didn't get then is that we didn't have this kind of open ground to really tell them how we feel about things. There are sometimes that our parents, some of them are actually wrong sometimes. There are some things that we didn't really do and they flog us for it. Or we just have to shut up. Fem, I don't want to hear pim. If I hear pim, you hear when. That's what they tell you. Oh my goodness. So I think that's just an additional thing that we need to bring back into this stuff now. We have to make them feel safe with us, be able to open up. But that does not mean that if they will misbehave, they should not collect. If you let them collect. You must be corrected. You must be corrected. You must be corrected. But they should be able to open up to you. I think that's why some of us don't really speak up like that. We are really just reserved. We keep a lot of secrets from our parents and exactly. But in as much as you want them to open up, in as much as you want them to speak up, when they misbehave. See, I believe in the scriptures a lot. The Bible said that foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but a rod of correction will wipe it off. It will wipe it off. If you don't invite, I call Ken a third party in raising a child. If you don't invite that third party, no, you're going. I think when it gets to the extreme, that's when the third party should come in to do the. You don't have to wait for it to get to the extreme. You don't have to wait. Extreme, then it has gone overboard. No, it's not as if like extreme that it has gone overboard. Like let's just say probably the kid is still just, you know, doing some things that you can still correct by mouth or say, why should, okay, let's say a kid that actually has not been doing that kind of thing before, but you don't do this thing before now. Stop this thing. When next time you do this thing, I'll flog you. And also, then he actually does it again. Then that's when you.
And also, you have to pay close attention to them when they leave the house for school, and when some of them go to school and exchange their books to that of their classmates and carry books that are not theirs to the house. Some of them do it. You have to pay, mothers especially, pay close attention to them. If not, you end up seeing that, okay, what you gave birth to is not what is growing. Honestly, you give birth to a different thing and then a different thing is growing in your house. So you have to pay close attention to them. I think with that, we've come to the end of the program this morning. Thank you for being a part of this show, Lagos This Morning. We appreciate all of you, from Nigeria Future to Mr. Damian Osas, Emma Samuel, and we also have Collins
Dan.
Obuhu and Mr. Dan. Thank you so much. We appreciate all your comments. Gladys Chisom, thank you so much. Till we meet you on Monday, I remain Gladys Alozie. Do have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
All right, so we'll see you on Monday for the Obi'S hearing. We'll be going live. You'll be seeing us. We'll be giving you the live feed of the update from the court. Till then, do have a lovely weekend. Do have a lovely weekend and do great. I'm Olajide Taufik Olamide. We'll be coming back for other programs, Girls Closet and also Web Watch as well. But till then, stay safe out there. Bye
and stay out of trouble. Bye for now.
100 naira ko, that's some bus ko.